We wanted to also discuss the crude prices and the volatility there. Probal, energy analyst at ICICI Securities, joins us now with his call on the oil and gas sector and how he's approaching it. Probal, good morning. I want to ask you about first, a couple of specific stocks, right? First on Gujarat Gas, how are you looking at things considering that sharp fall that we've seen in spot LNG prices and the increase in propane prices? Is this a good time to be looking at the stock in general in this whole CGD space?
With Gujarat Gas, I think one has to look at two things. One, absolutely tactically, I think the stock will continue to probably show strength over the next few months because, as you rightly mentioned, it has literally become single issue play in terms of propane versus gas. So the recent uptake in propane prices back to about $610, $620 a ton versus, I think something like 500, 520 a few months ago. Versus LNG prices obviously softening a little bit down to about $15 so that's obviously good news from their price competitiveness perspective. Having said that, if you look at the futures prices of propane, we see that the trends are once again trending towards $520, $550 a ton. And therefore, the uptick in terms of either margins or volumes, depending on how Gujarat Gas wants to play it, will not really last for a very long period of time. Is what the basic point is. Because LNG prices, while they are down, the fact is that they are still at about 15 and a half. If you look at spot prices, and term LNG prices, at about $80 will also be around $11, $12. So on the whole, I would say that probably for the next couple of quarters, you are likely to see a recovery either in volumes or margins or both to a certain extent. But after that, one has to still look at the propane pricing trends and more importantly, the trends from the new area volumes to reduce the dependence on Morbi, to look at it as a structural play from a 12, 18 month perspective. That's how we are looking at it.
All right. Hi, Probal. Good morning. Good to see you in as always. What's the current rating though on Gujarat Gas?
We have a reduced rating, to be honest. We advised customers to, investors rather to sort of sell into this rally. Okay. That has been basically our view that, this rally will provides a good stepping off point because if you look at slightly longer term, the prospects remain fairly murky from a volume growth perspective. So that's what our rating is.
Got that. Lower spot LNG prices, what does it mean for Petronet LNG, Probal?
Again, the lower prices obviously means that utilization at the Dahej terminal should actually look up and remain strong for the next few quarters. Particularly spot LNG being down obviously provides an opportunity to make slightly stronger trading margins. So that's something that should help their cause as well. So on the whole, we're a price taker, whether it's oil or gas. At the end of the day, softer prices actually are a benefit for pretty much most companies in our space.
Probal, hi, morning. With the oil marketing companies, IOC, HP, BP, what's the call now?
My apologies, I won't be able to talk on ratings for IOCL and BPCL. We have a restricted, stance on that for, banking reasons and other reasons. So on HPCL, we continue to remain positive. The very clear message that has been coming across from the government as well is that there is no urgency to pass through any significant fuel price hikes. I think the minister made a comment earlier as well last week and probably even today that there's not been any discussion specifically on fuel price cuts, which also suggests to us that as and when the cuts do come and, the margins are at a level where the OMCs can look at, reducing prices, they won't be probably at uneconomic levels. So once, if that is out of the picture, then the combination of still decent refining margins and very strong marketing, along with the expansion specifically in HPCL in the refining portfolio and addition of petrochemical capacity, I think makes it a stock to look out for from even a 2 to 3 year perspective as far as we are concerned. You would be very positive on that.
Okay. And finally, on Reliance, what is your expectation? Numbers expected mid-January. How are you going into the earnings this time?
Reliance, I think, should report a 14% YOY improvement in EBITDA as far as we are concerned, and probably an 8% YOY improvement in PAT. So to that extent, I think another strong quarter. On a QOQ level, I think there is a little bit of reduction in OTC segment earnings that we expect because obviously refining throughput got impacted because of some maintenance-related shutdown. Petchem earnings continue to remain weak, but all the other segments should actually still deliver a pretty reasonable quarter for the company.
All right, we'll let you go on that note. Thanks a lot for joining in. That's Probal Sen of ICICI Securities with his view on the oil and gas space.